Oh, there's the problem. Hola, nerds. Hi, Mike. Hi, Carl. How are you? Hello, everyone. Nerds rules, jocks drools. Haven't heard that in a long time. How are you guys? I'm it's hot here. Sorry. I don't even know what to do here. I'm a mess. What else is new? Anyway, how you guys doing? How's your week been going? Woot woot. Any good stuff? Hi, Michelle. How are you? Welcome in. I'm assuming Lissa will be here shortly. We can only hope. No, she will be. But what did Mike say? Someone gave this stream a thumbs down already. I have a couple of haters. It makes them feel good, and if it makes them feel good, more power to them. It's about grade school level, but what can you say? That's how it is. I'm not neither here nor there. This week has been great thrifting, gold everywhere. Woot woot. That is awesome. That's what I like to hear. Well, I am going to blow your guys' minds, I hope, with the stuff that we're going to talk about this week. And even when I told Lissa about it, she didn't know that you could got my insurance money deposited today. Ooh, and you got a new car last week, I think. Is that right, Mike? That's funny. There's only 3 people in here. What do we have? We have 3 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. So somebody came in just to give it a thumbs down. And I know who it is. And you know what? They have to live with themselves. So, you know what they say, karma, caramelized cat, caramelized apple. Or how about caramel cinnamon rolls? Could be caramel cinnamon rolls. Anyway, I got some just about to go in the oven. Rooting for relics, Jake. How are you? Yeah, Karma Camiliano. What are you gonna do? I see. I'm distracted because Lissa sent me. No, she sent me a message. Anywho, so what we're going to talk about tonight is hands up. How many of you guys and gals? Hi, Chuck. How are you? And you didn't even know if it will be a good show yet. That's hilarious. How many of you, in all honesty, a 1 for yes and a 2 for no? She's okay. She's fine. I didn't get a haircut yet. I just have it pulled back, but I am going to go get a haircut. You just watch yourself. How many of you guys know that you can sell homemade baked goods on eBay? Hands up. 1 for yes, 2 for no. There's got to be at least 5 answers. Is Gina in here? Miss Gina. Had no idea. 3 for never thought about it. There you go. Well, I don't know how many of you guys follow Dom, Primetime Treasure. I was one of his first followers, and he is a good buddy of mine. And he did a video a long time ago and talked about odd things that you could sell on eBay. Now, he didn't talk about selling homemade goods on eBay, but you can on Etsy. And I've known that for a long time because that's Etsy's thing, correct? Hi, Terry. How are you? Who else did I miss? Anybody else? I hope not. If I missed you, I'm sorry, and welcome in. I did a little bit of research. I was actually going to call eBay today on something else. I have a return from whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm not going to take it, but the person lied. What else is new? Anyway, so I was going to talk to eBay about it, but I did quite a bit of research the last couple of weeks looking into people's posts and what they that's awesome. You can sell any kind of poop you want to on eBay. You can look that one up too. No joke. eBay takes a lot of shit off of people. Hi, Les. Anyway, so I was farting around on the computer one day, and I was just like, homemade banana bread, and I typed that in. So he sold a bunch of finished cross stitch stuff. Ah, nice, Sarah. Hey, Robert, how are you guys? Thanks for coming in. So I am going to pull up my shared screen here, possibly, and we are going to, are we sharing here? We're gonna look at, let's start with cookies. I don't know how a peach crumb pie came up, but here we go. Homemade cookies, 50 snowball, walnut, or pecans, cello bag gift. Grandma's old-fashioned chocolate chip cookies and nuts, 1 dozen large. Pecan cookies, lemon pound cake, homemade strawberry lemonade cookies. Did you guys know if you have a hankering for some homemade cookies? Hi, Mike. How are you? Hi, Scotty. Welcome in, you guys. So if you got a hankering for some homemade cookies, here you go, you guys. And so let's go down here to the solds, because this is not a joke. Brownies, you name it. Let's go down here. Reese's stuffed snickerdoodles. That does not sound good, but somebody thought it. I thought it did. So let's see the original listing. The what is put in the, look at all these delicious things here. Who did I miss? I missed somebody. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring Lissa in now. Hi, Liz. We're talking about cookies.
I know, I've seen. And my house smells like a big old banana bread party.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm not telling you what I made because it's not done yet, because we're going to all go take it out of the oven together. But hang on a second. Well, I'm going to let you be the chitty chatty, because I'm going to go back into this.
Hi,
and I can't see the chat. So if you go down into the description down here, first off, let's look and see what the category is. Home and garden, food and beverage, pantry, sweets and chocolate, cookies and biscuits.
And you guys, before Noelle brought this up, I absolutely had no idea that this stuff was being sold on eBay and that there was such a desired market. I had no idea, really.
This is the worst description I have seen so far. I mean, this is ridiculous for as far as I'm concerned. So let's go find another one because wow. That actually was surprising to me, that description. A lot of the descriptions, let's check this. How about this one right here? That kind of sounds gross. Awesome snickerdoodle sandwich, cookies, cream pies, cinnamon. Oh, I thought for some reason I saw peaches in there. Okay, I retract.
People are gonna be hungry.
I retract that statement. Okay, here we go. Awesome fresh baked snickerdoodles sandwiched together with yummy fresh yummy cinnamon butter cream icing. Oh my God, these are the best cookies ever. Hey, she's pretty good at these guys are licensed, or so they say, but it doesn't seem to matter. AWECAF is short for Awesome Cookies and Fudge. So this is the first one that I've seen with that. We are a licensed food manufacturers. I don't see any numbers or anything in there because
hit my button. Just hit the enter. I've got it on the thingy.
I gotta turn my
the
volume.
tap pad. The tap pad.
Mute
Yes,
yourself.
the tap pad. Oh, I'm sorry. I just went and fetched them up out of the oven, guys. Fresh, hot, handmade banana nut bread. All fresh ingredients today. Can you almost smell them? Can you?
If you wait a couple of minutes, I'll make you big until we're done with the cookies.
I don't want to be big, but okay.
Well, everybody would like to see it.
You know I'm playing.
In order for that to happen, you need to not be doing it while I'm sharing the screen with the computer, girly, so that we can see those lovely, lovely banana cakes you've made. This guy has this is funny. Okay, I can honestly tell you I didn't look up a lot of the cookies and look into the descriptions. I looked at banana cake. I looked at cakes. I looked at cinnamon rolls and breads and stuff like that. But so I guess it's on you as to what you want to put for a description, because some of these people have a really, I'm waiting to find one. I can't see what you guys are saying. You want banana bread? Howdy, Amy. How are you? Marie, how are you? Let's look here and see if these guys have a good, decent description.
I don't understand. Rootin' for Relics says, I bet they can't be sent to California. Is there some sort of food restriction?
I bet they can be sent anywhere. Do you see anything in the item specifics that says anything about California? Nope, you don't.
Because I couldn't imagine. I mean, I shipped baked goods during the Gulf War overseas.
Yeah, I know you did, but you weren't selling them. That's totally different. That's just sending goods across. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And when you're sending them internationally, you have to disclose what's in the package. If you're just sending them, nobody knows what's in that package except for the buyer and the seller and then eBay. Same thing. Home and garden, food and beverages, pantry, sweets, and chocolates. So let's do this since. Oh, I really spelled. Okay, they fixed it. So type in homemade banana bread and you're going to come up with all of these different ones. I don't know why this search is. Oh, my mouse is not working. Or something's broken here. All right. What's going on with my mouse? There we go. I don't know what was up with that. Home. There we go. That's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. This is even gluten-free, which means that the ingredients are even more expensive. Here's one for $5, $8. You have almond banana nut bread soap. Banana here. Okay, now I would be more apt if I'm going to buy something handmade. I think I'd probably go personally myself for the more expensive one. That's just me. Who am I? Here we go.
I would too.
This listing is for a loaf of delicious banana nut bread made to order and made from only the finest ingredients. Please note that the loaves may be made around most common allergens. By buying my products, you are agreeing to withhold seller fault for any allergic reactions. If any loaves are neatly packaged for ultimate freshness, can be made in 5 mini loaves, 2 standard loaves, and you get the option to omit nuts or add chocolate chips. Please consume product within 1 to 5 days, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of, and then she goes in here and she puts her ingredients are included, but not limited to. And if you don't want cinnamon or pecan, so this is in my opinion, is a pretty good detailed description. Have I blown anybody's mind yet?
Hey, when you told me that it was available to be sold, I was like, really? And yeah, a lot of other people are talking about they're surprised it can be sold. Like Carl, surprised you can sell food online without oversight. Rootin' for Relics says in Oklahoma, you have to
In
be
any
certified to sell
in
any food items.
any state, you have to be certified or have a food certified kitchen to sell food from your home. But apparently, that doesn't seem to be the case on eBay or Etsy. And that is why I'm bringing this to your guys' attention. And it's obviously not a small thing, because look at how many items you see listed. I'll send you some, Scotty. What do you want? You might want some of what I'm making.
And Noelle hasn't told me what she's making. She's making it a surprise for everybody.
That's right.
I got an idea.
Anyway,
maybe.
Because you have an idea. What do you think? Give it a guess.
Well, because I know what products are currently ripe on your property.
Nothing from my property.
Oh, well then, guys, I ain't got no clue either.
Well, that's a lie. There's eggs. They came from my property, I guess.
Okay, not the chickens, but if it ain't the berries, then I don't know.
Nope, I didn't make anything with the berries. Bring some to Vegas. Now I would, but you can't bring food on the plane. You know that.
I don't know. But I took a chicken on a plane.
That's not food. Not it's potential food. Potential food. You've been getting junky, unhealthy, unsafe crap out of my kitchen for years since it's uncertified, and I haven't died yet. There you go, Mike.
Right, Mike. So trust some women that, really take pride.
Jake, if that's what you want to do and you don't know where it comes from, then far be it from me to stop you. Personally, I would not, and I know you're just teasing. I use chicken berries. Those would be, the rabbits have the berries. The chickens have, I don't even want to associate that with any kind of food group. I need to boast. I just sold a toy for woo, 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 woo. What'd you sell? What'd you sell? Nice job, Carl. Were you on the lawnmower when that happened by chance? I'm never going to not tease you about that. Yeah, her chicken was an emotional support chicken. All right, Liz.
Okay.
That is hilarious. I am going to run into the kitchen. Well, I'm going to walk into the kitchen real quick. Show us your banana nut bread. Or does it have your banana bread? I should say banana bread, because I don't know.
It is banana nut. It's got walnuts. Okay. It's got walnuts. It's got cherries. And for everybody, I just made this. It's still super hot. And I do have one thing to say about this. I hadn't baked, not that I'm not good at it, but since we moved into this house, and even using my old recipe, I didn't think about it. I grabbed my old pan that I used these for gift loaves, and these were what they used to sell at the bar. And I didn't look, I was in such a hurry that I didn't realize I was supposed to put that batter in the larger two. So this is actually the batter that's supposed to be for all four in this container. But yeah. And I'm going to be making up quite a bunch of this. So I think some people in the reseller community are going to get some. But it's hot. It smells like this. And all the ingredients came today except the bananas that I've been sitting on. And you can bet my housemate thinks this is going to be dinner or something. So, well, I don't know about keto, and I don't give two snotty poops about that. I know how to make comfort food and yummy bits. So, but I used to bake quite a lot. I used to sell a lot at the flea market and one particular bar when the nice owner was there, not the corporate one. Yeah, I sat on the bananas, Chuck. All right, we got our girl back. What's Noelle's surprise?
No, I just put it in the oven. You got to wait another 30 minutes.
Oh, all right.
That's how it is.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, those are gorgeous. Did you put berries in them? Can you hold them up again, please?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. You remember I hadn't baked at this house. Now these pans aren't dirty, guys. They're aged, and we can discuss that. These are from the 40s.
What else do you have? What are the red? What's red stuff?
Those are salad cherries, maraschino or salad cherries. I cut them in half, and I always put them on the top. Sometimes I'll dribble a little bit of the cherry juice on there. Sometimes I can do it in the batter as a decoration if I'm making them really nice, for a gift or something. But yeah, Jamie's just going to grab one and just eat on it like a heathen.
Okay,
but I'm
Marie,
going to be making up quite a few for people. So
Marie,
there might be one going to Washington.
Marie, don't send it to me because I won't be here by the time it gets here.
It's got a week.
No, I don't. I'm leaving Saturday or Sunday. What's today? Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was next Saturday.
No. So Marie, how was my blackberry coffee cake? Marie got some of that. If any of you, those of you that follow me.
That cake that was teasing. That was
I'm
awful
a good baker.
teasing.
It's a flirting phase. I bet you are a good baker. And Key Lime or Gina, Key Lime Kisses, aka Gina, or G as I like to call her, is a very good cook as well. And she's always got something going. Oh, the verdict's in. I do have to say it was actually probably probably one of my best, but I'm not necessarily advocating that you go and start baking baked goods and selling them, but there are a lot of people that do it, and there are a lot of people that find that they have a hard time sourcing. Well, guess what? If you have ingredients in your kitchen to make anything, then you have the ability to sell something on eBay. So I will show you what it is that I'm making. And when it's done, you guys can help me take it out of the oven and see the finished product. How's that sound?
Intriguing.
I don't know. There we go.
Share the screen.
I will.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Here we go.
Anybody on a diet, we should have had a disclaimer. This is not a show to watch. Oh, gosh darn dang it. Now I want my friend's grandma's cinnamon rolls.
And this is what's in the oven at the very moment.
Oh, dang.
And that's what they look like just before I put them in the oven. And then cream cheese frosting ready to go, homemade, everything's from scratch. So I took pictures of the whole process, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you will see that there's the raised dough.
Yeah, I took pictures the whole steps through mine for the first time ever.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat it. Oh, I can make a great chocolate cake, but that's all there is. That's all that I've ever baked from scratch. Well, if you can make a chocolate cake from scratch, you can make anything. And here's the deal. Dren's mom never was really allowed to cook or do anything, or was afraid to. I don't know. But when she moved in, she said, "Can I make something?" And I said, "Fly right at it." And she goes, "Well, what if it doesn't turn out good?" And I said, "Find another recipe and try it again." And she goes, "Well, isn't that wasteful?" I go, "Isn't it wasteful for you to not try and learn how to cook?" I said, you can't, not every recipe wins. You're not going to like the flavor of everything. And she goes, well, everything you make is good. And I said, I've been cooking for how many years? I was raised on a farm. And I said, that doesn't mean that everything's good. And she goes, and it never quite tastes the same. And I go, because I just cook out of my head. I very seldom use a recipe.
Yeah.
That used to make her mad too, because when I was in Montana working, she'd call me. She said, I want to make chili. And I go, well, it's written down. And she goes, yeah, I made it. It doesn't taste like the last time you made it. I'm just like, and so going to that, many people, where did I set this silly thing that I just know I had in my hand and I brought in here? How many of you guys have something like this that has all the family recipes?
I brought my recipe book.
Something obviously got sold on this one years and years ago, but I mean, these are my recipes that I use all the freaking time, and it's like
this is mine from years and years and years ago, and the thing's falling apart. I need to do
my
something
oldest
about
boy said, my oldest boy's like, I want that recipe book, and I'm like, I'll rewrite it. And he goes, no, I want that one. I'm like, okay,
People need to realize, Noelle, that, at estate sales and whatever, don't overlook these, that, they've got all these recipes. These are freaking gold. I mean, look at this.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Okay, guys, if you can make me big, that would be great. I can show them something.
Okay.
Or not. Well,
hang on.
All right. Everybody, I cannot emphasize enough. We might know about the little cute, nice metal recipe boxes and whatever, and then regular cookbooks. But these ones, the people have, the churches, the fairs, that the women would collect these. I mean, look at this. Like, this says from Alice Peterson, 1957, which, by the way, I've made that pie and it is quite swell. But, these recipes are gold. They're history. And I mean, here's the modern angle of Liz takes pictures of her stuff and puts it with her recipes. There's my pot roast that I make, and I give the instructions on how to do it. But you look at these old ones, and I mean, these little cards, this stuff is history and gold and delicious. I've got McCall's peach pie from August 1959. I mean, it's just amazing. All these little handwritten jots. Oh.
Okay.
I apparently made vanilla balls and said Watkins vanilla only. Other store brands are bleh. And it's a Ladies Home Journal, November 1963.
I make my own vanilla, so I don't even buy store brand. You have.
But I'm saying that.
Do you have your phone turned up or something? Because there's a major echo.
No, ma'am. I don't hear an echo.
I hear an echo.
That's what I was saying.
I hear an echo from you when I'm talking, like you have something beside your computer. Okay, maybe it's probably just me.
Ooh, Written for Relics has a really good one there. Found an old book with handwritten recipes from the late 1800s. Not sure what to do with it. Oh, I can think of a lot of things to do with it.
You list it. That's what you do. Take any of the recipes that you want and make copies of them, and then list that sucker. I usually have a gallon bottle of vodka with 1 million vanilla beans in it. I have one going. That's how you make vanilla.
Oh no, I was just surprised to hear that you are making your own like that.
I've made my own vanilla for years. Why? If you can make it yourself, why wouldn't you? I can't stand me personally, I cannot stand the flavor of Watkins. Now, we never even had Watkins where I live because I live in the country. A lot of people don't even know what Watkins is because they live in the country. And it's the same with, you know, with other brands. My grandparents used to go to Mexico every winter because they had a place in Arizona, and they would bring back homemade vanilla from Mexico. But you can buy the vanilla beans, you cut them in half, you scrape them, you put all of that in the vodka, you put the vanilla beans in there, you put the lid on it, and you shake it every week or so. Put it somewhere where you are going to see it frequently. Hiding my moonshine from, you know,
Yeah,
it.
I was waiting for you to notice that one. Look, Marcy makes her own. Chuck says Marcy makes her own vanilla too.
Yes,
I mean,
and I make my own vanilla paste as well, which I would rather cook with than vanilla. If you've
and
never
rooting for
used,
relics. Oh, well,
go
just
ahead.
saying about the rest. Well, saying about, you know, you always grab the recipe files and regional books, and like Chuck, the church recipe compilations. I wonder how many of those, as soon as I'd get them, they'd sell.
Some of them sell, some of them don't. And so, you know, and if you can pick the church recipe, the YMCA ones, the Grange Hall, all the old ones, if you can get those for pennies, then they're worth getting. But if you look up the prices of them, you know, some of them, and depending on the organization, the name of the organization and how old they are too, is going to make a big difference on, hi Missy G, how are you, on how they I pick on how they sell. Now, I can tell you right now, I picked this up at the estate sale that Marie's husband was going to lock us in the closet because we were taking so long. I love the box. Now, you can sell the recipe cards separately, or you can sell them in the box. I find, look at this one's so stuffed.
Flop.
I find that if you just, I sell the whole box, you know, I mean, in here there's, what is this, 1/2 pound, I don't even know what this is for, but you know, you'll have these kinds, you'll have fluffy
Make it up and
pumpkin
find out.
pie, spinach balls, I mean, scalloped potatoes, Mexican 7-layer. This person had really nice handwriting, let me just say. Let me just point that out. And then you'll have stuff like this that somebody just jotted down in the doctor's office waiting room because somebody was talking about something and it sounded good. And then they shove it in these little things and they get,
well, like
so
this
cool.
Is on an envelope, and it was at a party, and the lady gave me the recipe, and I've never gotten around to recopying it. And it's just on a flip in an envelope. And this is seriously, it was at a holiday party, and she gave it to me.
Hi, Yvonne. How are you? Exactly.
Hi, Yvonne.
So when you, you know, when you see stuff like that, absolutely. Now that recipe, that recipe box, I remember one time Danica asked me, she goes, do you think these will sell? And I said, like gold.
I mean, this is all yummy goodness and history. You know, I'm the history person. I mean, these ladies made this their life. I mean, they typed it out. You know, this was competitions. This was, you know, all these memories. I love that my book, it says like from Family Circle and you know, from Ladies Home Journal. And then somebody ripped out a Betty Crocker or Betty Newton's recipes.
Something I'm going to say, here we go. Antique vintage recipe boxes, a lot of 300s of recipes. They have this on bid. They should be able to get at least $25, if not more, for those. I'm going to put mine on buy it now. For how stencils came into this, I don't know. I'm going to put mine for way higher than that. Here's an old one, recipe box with drawers, antique wood slant top desk file. Here's another one. Some of these have recipes in them, some of them don't. This one does. They want $37.75. Now you will see, let's see what we got for solds. Yeah, you guys pay attention for these pie birds. If you don't know what they are, look them up. Vintage metal tin box with original cards and handwritten recipes, $11.99. You know, so you're going to get what you ask for. And that's how it is with a lot of things. If you have a really super cool box that's stuffed, yeah, if you guys don't know about it, these things are below. And that's as far as
Look
I'm
at the
going.
price for that mid-century one. I'm sure they could have got it for like a quarter. It was up a little more. $34.50. And it's just a
It's not just
wow.
it is mid-century. It
Well,
has
but
bead on it. It's got a copper top. They asked for what they wanted for it, and they got it because they didn't take a best offer. Plus,
price high.
it has the cards in it. It doesn't have it doesn't. This is one of the bigger ones, like the Betty Crocker ones that you would collect the cards with. And let me tell you guys, if you don't know about those, which I don't want to say I find it hard to believe if you don't, but there are a lot of people that don't. So this one has.
I have one of those.
They did well here. They did very well on that one. Here's a Longaburger recipe basket combo over here. So keep your eyes open for that kind of stuff. I know most everybody, not everybody, but I know most everybody knows that vintage cookbooks and that kind of stuff can sell. But what you need to know is you have a phone in your hand most of the time, and you should always be looking them up, because don't buy a bunch of stuff that's not going to sell well. Hi, Karen, and hi, Glenn. I have a Land of the Lakes container. Yep, those are very collectible for sure.
Yvonne collects the recipe boxes with the old recipes. Do you make them, Yvonne? That'd be interesting. I mean, it's one thing to look at them, but then to make them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marie and I packed up several totes. And when I say totes, I'm talking about the big ones, full of the boxes and the cards.
Look at this. I got to share this. I'm just flipping through the book. I haven't looked through it for very long time. Rum ad. It says ad, 1976. Bacardi rum cake. And then she always would make notes. Excellent. I typed them up. I mean, this stuff's gold, and if you want to be adventurous, especially people since 2020 starting to redo things, I really need to get around to typing these up. But I mean, you've got, see, this is something I created this back in high school. But all these little pieces of paper, they're gold. They're delicious.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun to try them.
However, I can tell you myself right now, after my experience the last few weeks, it'll be a cold day in hell before I ever rip out a recipe out of a magazine or save a magazine or anything.
Too many magazines, eh?
How many loads did we take to the dump, Marie? I think 8. And not all of them were paper, but the first 3 days we spent going through, and papers that her mom was an avid recipe collector. And if she didn't have time to terrorize the magazines, that's what I called it.
Terrorize.
What was the name of those the recipe boxes that you would get a few recipes every month with a new card? Somebody help me.
I remember those, but I can't think what their name was. It was a subscription thing, and they would be like, get your first 4 recipes for free, and then for $2.99 every month you'll get this many more. We start with salads and soups, and I remember those, but I don't remember what they were called. But those are some good recipes. They are.
You won't have to lock me in a closet, Marie. I'll just go in there and lay down in the corner and cry.
All right.
Hi, Lisa. How are you? Anyway, there you go. Somebody must know. I thought they were called Good Housekeeping ones, but for some reason it escapes me. And You know, it's just, hey, Turtle Trader, how are you? It's just what it is. But so back to, let's go. Oops, I didn't want that, but it's there. Remove, redo. Back to homemade. We have more people in here.
Oh, here we got an ultimate sugar cookie from Crisco, complete with oleo stain.
Oleo. I have never in my life even seen that. I have no clue what it is.
It's margarine.
I shouldn't say I have no clue what it is. I'm just saying I have never. It's a brand, isn't it? A brand of margarine? Oleo?
No, it's the German Swiss people I grew up with always called that when I was a kid. The margarine was oleo instead of the butter. But I only use good butter for baking. I don't use oleo.
I was raised on a dairy farm, and we don't. Margarine is one molecule away from plastic, you guys. So eat away if that makes you happy. Just saying. Oh, you know, if I actually typed something in on the right keyboard here, I might actually be getting, I might actually find what I'm looking for.
Noelle, we have somebody in the room that I haven't seen before. I don't know if you know her, but I like what she has to say. It's welcome, Terry Mindful Recycle. She didn't know vanilla was that easy to make, and she wants your food.
Oh, I know Terry. She's not new.
Well, I hadn't seen her, so I'm just the room. Hi, Lynn.
I think she was here last week. She follows me on, I believe I got you, Terry. Now, okay. Oh, and Lynn is here. Whoop, whoop. How are ya? Lynn found something really cool this week. Good to coming over. Come on over. My mom says oleo and it's illegal in her house and ours. I'll tell you what. I never had Cool Whip. We never had Cool Whip. We never had margarine. We never had Kentucky Fried Chicken. And every time we went to my dad's side of the family reunion, there was Cool Whip and Kentucky Fried Chicken and margarine and all the stuff that we never had because we had the real stuff. I mean, we made our own butter. We made our own whip, we took the cream off of the milk. We made our own ice cream, all that stuff. And so, you know, my mom made all of our bread. It's just every Easter Sunday, the day before Easter, my mom made cinnamon rolls for the whole church. Now our church had probably about 70, I don't know, around 100 people with all the kids and everybody and whoever else showed up on Easter's because we would have a brunch. Anyway, so cinnamon rolls is something that I have grown up with and I have an affinity for, and cinnamon rolls are not something that everybody can make well, and that doesn't mean that they can't make them, but it's something that it's a form of a pastry, and if you aren't comfortable cooking with yeast, then you know that's how it is. But that's super easy to learn. So never, like I told Dren's mom, never be afraid to try anything, because if you don't try, you don't know. And if you fail, try again, fail a little bit better the next time.
Change a little different what you did.
Sooner or later, you know, and now with the invention of YouTube University, you can go on YouTube and anybody will teach you how to do anything. So there's no reason not to learn. I'm going to make you big again because it's smelling like something might be done. And if it is
smelling like these are cool enough to take out, and I'm waiting for him to come walking up again. It's game night, you know. So I can ask him to get some. I can tell they've separated from the pan because you grease them well with non-salted butter, and they're ready.
I pop mine out of the pan as soon as they come out of the oven, but that's just me. Everybody does it different, right?
Right.
Doesn't make what one person does better than the other.
And that's why it's fun to explore foods in different parts of the country. You've got regional habits, you've got foods that are available in regional areas, your different nationalities that settled in different areas.
All right,
Michelle Lathan's dropping the cottage food laws in your particular state.
Well,
good.
There are laws, and there are laws in every state and every city and every county. But I'm telling you right now, you look at okay.
Let's take a look at Noel's oven, guys.
When you check your cinnamon rolls to see if they're done, what you do is you go tap, tap, tap. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can. Anyway, let me get these out.
It's sort of like learning to use the toothpick method on so much.
You never use a toothpick on cinnamon rolls.
No, I'm saying on so much, not cinnamon rolls.
So let's try it again now that it's out of the oven.
Jackass showed up. Hello, Matt.
Can you hear this?
Yeah, hear the tap, 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 guys? And it does. It kind of has a hollow sound.
That is the sound. That is the sound that you want. And I can't explain it to you any other way other than those are done. Now, I made homemade cream cheese frosting.
Which I want so badly.
Jamie,
can you bring me a couple of paper towels and a knife? Please.
I have invaders in here trying to get my cinnamon roll.
Look at him. It's done, Ma. It's done.
Homemade cream cheese frosting. That's hot. Any kind of cream cheese. You don't have to get Philadelphia. It just happened to be on sale. So one package of this, half of a stick, which is 1/4 of a cup of butter. And then you want in about 10 minutes, you guys can have one, okay? Then.
Thank you. That is not a knife to cut the bread with.
Isn't that Brenda?
This is my homemade vanilla. So I put about a tablespoon of this in. I either use a splash of half and half or cream or milk, whatever you got. Now, if you are vegan, then you want to get all of the different vegan brands, vegan items, vegan sour. I don't know what they're. Let's get that off of me. Vegan sour cream, vegan butter, vegan, all of that, right? Because you can make this vegan, and I use organic pretty much. I normally will get organic cream cheese too, but like I'm saying, that was on sale, so I got it. The flour and everything in the cinnamon rolls is organic, and I use organic powdered sugar. So you have cream cheese, butter, about 1/4 of a cup. You can put as much powdered sugar in as you want. If you want it super sweet, I can't stand super sweet cream cheese frosting. So, and normally I would rather use vanilla paste. However, at this moment, I am out of it. So let's put some frosting on these. Oh, let's see if I can get you guys up high enough out here. Justin has been making, let's see how well that is. All right. There we go. So this is about as hard as it gets. And anybody that's got a Cinnabon in their mall has been to the Cinnabon and they have watched them. Apparently the timer is clear, going off. Anyway, I like to put this on as soon as it comes out of the oven. Let it sit here. It melts. It drizzles down inside.
Yep.
You can make extra if you want. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can make these in little pans. Lots of times I'll make a little extra one for my aunt or my mom, but they'll get some. Marie's probably, now I have to give Marie some tomorrow too. So you know how that is. And It tastes really good. There you go. All right, you guys can have those in about 10 minutes.
But what about the rest of the room?
I would absolutely love to send you guys some. I wish I could. Obviously,
well, there's been inquiries since now you're making everybody gain weight. They're salivating. They're dying. They would like some recipes here. Gina would like.
I will put. You're gonna die when I tell you where I got the recipe. Maybe I do. You
don't tell. Just
let's go.
Be magical.
Let's go back into the kitchen, because how many of you guys have a KitchenAid mixer? Making everybody sick here. KitchenAid mixer with the KitchenAid mixer comes a KitchenAid cookbook, and in the KitchenAid cookbook there is a recipe.
Hi everybody. Noelle must have hit a button. Oh, we all would like to lick the bowl. I love icing. I'm terrible like that. I will admit, back when I used to get PMS, I would buy the icing and eat it at the store. They sell it in tubs.
Apparently, if you click the wrong button while you're holding your laptop in your hand, it takes you out of the stream. Just so
that was a surprise, but we're glad you're here.
So in the KitchenAid cookbook, which looks like this, which you can find at almost any estate sale, which will sell for quite a bit of money, I think at least 25 bucks, there is a recipe for basic sweet dough. You can tell that I use this a lot. My KitchenAid mixer, Ryan is 29, and my friends that owned the store up here by my house bought it for me when he was 1. I have had that mixer for 28 years. Ryan's going to be 30 in September. I have had that mixer for that many years. So I use it a lot. I use my recipes a lot. They get stuff. Everybody has all of that, right? Hi, Ella. How are you? Anyway, so I am going, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I will post that, and I will attempt to, I'll take a picture of the recipe and I'll put that on there with it if anybody wants it and wants to try it. How's that sound? So Lissa and I, she's been talking about banana bread for a while, and I made banana bread a while ago and I put it on. So she's been talking about banana bread. And so that got this whole idea started for doing this topic tonight. And so poor Jamie, her housemate, her roommate, hasn't had any baked goods for so long. So
I got somehow instructed, you need to make this for our show.
So I conned her. I told her I was going to make something too, but I conned her into making banana bread. And I told Jamie, I said, Jamie, if you do a few chores around the house, I'm sure Lissa will make some banana bread for you. Because that time he didn't know that we were doing this anyway. So,
Well, here, guys, I can pull it out.
Oh, hang on. Let me make you big.
Oh, I'm going to pull out one of the loaves. Beautifully. Just pulled it out with the towel. Nicely brown, hanging over. Let me fetch up another towel here. Now, these are the size. And that was something I was going to say about my little tray. You know that it's a vintage tray, guys. And those things are really desirable to get because these are perfect size for gift loaves. And honestly, you can whip these up so quick and sell a batch of rolls, Noelle, if you try to. But this is still nice and warm, guys. And oh, seeing the PJ bottoms. Hey, we all know reality. Oh, here. Nice crust. Ooey gooey, wonderful goodness. that I guarantee this loaf will disappear so fast, I'm not even going to get to see it. Can you almost smell it, guys? There's such happiness around baked goods.
There is. A good mom lets you lick the beaters when she's done. A great mom turns the mixer off first.
But these are fabulous size for, yeah, he brought me the craziest knife. These are great for gifting. You know, when they put out that red saran wrap at the holidays, the red and green, that's what it, usually in November, I would like make up tons of these. And my little 4-pan here, I got this from an estate where the person worked at a local bakery. And this is fabulous because you can make up one batch, these 4, and just keep whipping them. And I have a second pan of that, so I can keep one going and one going and one going. Oh, look, I'm making Missy hungry.
I know it's hard, isn't it? It's hard, isn't it, Ella? Anyway, so now let's go into the pan. So we've seen, oh, I forgot to take a picture of the freaking cinnamon rolls before those. Oh, I got to be back before they get into them. Oh.
Next up on the Lissa and Noel show, we're buying a bakery and moving to Channel 8. No, I don't know. I mean, I was looking at more of the collectible thing, but you know, you just get so hungry that. But the recipes, these historic recipes. When I was in high school, I bought, because I've been doing the antiques collectibles forever, I bought one of these books with the recipes in them, and I started doing that. I was like, you know, I'm going to start making these. And it's like, okay, I'll just pick a card, you know, like people are doing now since 2020. You know, it's like, okay, this sounds good. Let's give it a shot. And I started having a lot of fun with that. And I will admit that I actually, our local fair, I mean, I made a lot of my own stuff, but there was one time, there was a recipe I liked so much from the 1930s or 40s that I actually took it and entered it in the Wayne County Fair. And I probably shouldn't say that because it was really supposed to be original. Well, it was kind of original. I did it. It was really old. Noel's back. Killing me, girl. Killing me. Chuck's chewing his arm off. I know it.
Do I have frosting on my lips? Because I may or may not have taken a bite. Not sure.
Marie wants to know, I imagine this, where this pan, the 4 one, that's what I'm saying. You know, you look at estate sales and you see this cookware, and this is valuable. The cookware, you would love to have it.
And most people walk right on by. And what really kills me right now is the knowledge that we have about cooking items. People are dying for these aluminum, all clad aluminum Dutch ovens and stuff like that, and they're paying big money for them. If you have somebody in your family that has passed away from Alzheimer's, then you know that aluminum is a horrible thing to be cooking in, right along with pewter and other things. When you see these metal pans that are steel, like what Lissa just showed you, and what I'm going to show you, and tin, I picked these up 3 or 4 weekends ago at an estate sale. And it's funny because this guy's wife was French. He met her in France. He was stationed in France in the military. And I had picked up these 2 loaves, these 2 pans, and he didn't want to sell them to me because he hadn't washed them yet. And I said, I'll wash them. I don't have a problem with that. And he goes, are you serious? And I go, yeah. I said, they're just like the pans my mom used all our life to make bread with. My mom had like 7 of them because she made 7 loaves of bread. There was 7 of us, plus whatever farm hands we had, and then any cousins. So my mom made bread 1 to 2 times a week. Anyway, so these pans right here, and I don't know that they're marked, but but these were his wife's pans that she made sourdough bread in. And then, so he sold me these for $3. I was just like, what? And then he said, I have 2 more pans that she used. He goes, this is just a loaf pan that she would also use for sourdough and French bread. And he had this one, and he goes, this one's clean and nice. He goes, I washed it up and I oiled it just like she used to do. And he was so excited. He loved her so much. He was so excited that I didn't buy these to sell, you guys. I bought these for me. And he was just so, I told him I was a reseller and that I resold stuff. And I said, but I'm buying these for me. And yeah, professional grade. You want, Echo is a very good brand. Almost all of Echo's baking products are made from steel or tin. And you will see when I showed you, like if we go back to, oh man, I unshared that. Hang on. If we go back here to Chrome tab. Can you see that, Liz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. You will see in these pans, what are they using? Aluminum foil pans. Now they're doing that so that they can ship it. I get it, but they've baked that. To me, knowing my grandmother died from Alzheimer's. And so that's just me, but this is a way that people will bake to send things in. Yeah, have Daddy get you one because it's still hot. There goes the end of that. 4-minute mug cinnamon roll recipe, 1 cent. I don't know why you'd put that on a bid. Anyway, grandma's homemade nut rolls. So, there are many different ways that you can bake this stuff and send it. But like I said, and we all know, we're all adults. We all know that if you were going to take something to a bake sale or any of that kind of stuff, or go to a flea market, well, maybe not a flea market, but basically if you're going to, let me get that out of there and that, like that, you have to have, if you're going to sell food through a truck or a vendor or anything like that here, you have to have a license to sell food. Hey, Jan, how are you? So it really amazed me. And then, because like I said, I know you can sell it on Etsy. Well, they don't have any special rules on Etsy either. So take that with, I'm not telling you guys to go out and list all this stuff and bake it and sell it. And then if something happens, come back on me, because that's absolutely not. I'm just showing you, like we do every week, something to keep your mind open. I mean, there is don't know how I missed that. What did Gina say? I missed something
about in the 1980s, the link between Alzheimer's and aluminum products.
Oh yeah. And I mean, how many of you guys drink beer, pop, anything out of an aluminum can? How long's that been sitting in an aluminum can? It's been hot, it's been cold, it's been warm, it's been whatever, so you use it when you barbecue. Everything. Anyway, I know. I'm coming to help you. I'm coming to help you. I'm on my, what is, Mrs. Doubtfire, I'm on my way, dear.
What?
For those of you that don't know, I'm going to go spend a week with Janet, and she's going to be really glad when I leave. Oh, heavens. I'm buying my ticket on Friday. Another form, and everybody knows this, right? You guys all know. Can you see that? Pyrex.
Pyrex is God.
This is absolutely my favorite to cook in. I have a lot of Tupperware, mostly that I store my dried goods in. I only use Pyrex to store cooked food in the fridge. I have all glass. I have the nesting bowls, and the other bowls I only use glass to to store. Took myself out. I was meant to do that until Liz comes back. Yep, Liz was making bread and I made homemade cinnamon rolls, and you missed the whole frosting, taking them out of the oven and frosting them part. So you'll have to go back and watch that. Anyway, so there are many different forms of vintage cookware that are worth a lot of money. And here's something that I want to show you that maybe a lot of you know about in a similar item, but not necessarily this. This is vintage Westinghouse. It is not a refrigerator dish, which most people that have a similar one to this listed call it, because this came with the Westinghouse turkey, the big turkey oven. And back in the day, that big turkey oven had a cart that it sat on, and it this actually came from my aunt. And with the turkey roaster came 2 of these and a square one, and they actually they fit right down inside the turkey roaster. 1, 2, 3. These 2, I have 2 of these. I didn't have the other one. These 2, and then the other one next to it, and you would have your stuffing, your mashed potatoes and gravy, and whatever else that you could put in there. And so these are a little more. You have the cart and the oven sitting in my dining room. Yep, I had to get rid of the cart and the oven because they got put outside under a tarp, and they just, you guys know me, I'll salvage pretty much anything. They just weren't salvageable. There was nothing salvageable for me even to sell for parts or repair. And the only reason that these still lasted was because the lid was on the thing. These were in the original box. And so I managed to save these. And very few of them will you see that actually has the lid. So this is not a refrigerator dish, but it can be put in the refrigerator dish. This one you can actually bake in. And I'm about to text you, Noelle. Don't look at it until later. Okay. What do you need? What do you need to buy? Oh, you need to buy those things for your thing. So what I'm going to do is, let's look at some of those. I don't even remember what I have it listed under.
Well, while you were talking about the Pyrex, I was going to say these with the D handle are a real hot bolo.
Oh yeah, I have a.
Get these, but the D handle where it attaches to the side.
Yep.
And I went to get one of my vintage ones, but somebody needs to wash it. Oh, Janet wants to know where the bread is. It's right here. We cut it. It's still warm.
See how they say this? Vintage Westinghouse loaf pans refrigerator dish set of 2. They're not a refrigerator dish. And that is how I don't even know why my listing isn't coming up, because it's promoted at 10%. This is really irritating the living days out of me. But that's eBay for you. So here is your 50s Westinghouse electric roaster. Here's another one and another one, and they go for good money. Now, there's the stand, the cabinet. Look at the cabinet. And they have wheel. Most of the cabinets have wheels on them. Matt, does your cabinet have wheels on it?
And people walk by those at estate sales all the time. They just see big and bulky, and I know how desirable those are. The church would always use them, and they're still used. And honestly, I think I saw some at an estate sale, but it was too bulky for me. It was like $25 for the whole thing with the stand and the cooker. Jamie,
Let's see.
you want to try the bread?
They don't even
tell
have
people.
very. This is There's one like mine, you see, and they have refrigerator dish, and so
They're
this is
ovenware.
where knowing and you can't know this stuff. It's one of those things that you just, I'm gonna let's do this. I was almost at 1,700 listings, and then people started buying stuff. Dang it.
Well,
what are you gonna do? You know,
I'm gonna give him a piece since we know he's dying. He's been smelling it, and the whole time so I'm sawing through here, guys. Even though Chuck said he would rather have that one piece. And see, I'm picking it up like this for everybody.
Okay. Here is my listing. So let's copy this. And so that is my listing. That's this dish that I just showed you. I'm selling both of them together because they go together. They came together. They will go together. That's how I feel about this. It is not Pyrex. It might have been made out of Pyrex, but nowhere on this dish or on the lid does it say Pyrex. Therefore, this one right here had a little tiny flaw in it. And I use a bamboo skewer to show it's not a crack. It's actually a flaw in the manufacturing. That one right there was a little chip. So, see how it has that W there? These are just really interesting because if you like refrigerator dishes and you see these, then that's what you think that they are. Because a lot of people, unless your parents or grandparents had one of these. So now if I pull it up, I should probably change my listing title, but I did kind of copy it from somebody else. Anyway, these guys, see, here's two others that know exactly what it is too. This one is just for the lid only. And let's see. There's two that sold. Uh-oh, what's being said?
Oh no, I'm just laughing at people didn't hear what Jamie said as he went out the door. Same stuff is being said at your house.
Nothing's being said at my house. They're all quiet because they're eating. Anyway, so that is the power of knowledge, and having somebody that you can run that by, or also using Google Lens. But you know, I could put refrigerator dish in there, but that's not what that's not the main thing that it was intended to. So maybe I'm splitting hairs. Who knows?
No, people just walk by that stuff at estate sales all the time and don't really realize. I mean, look at the good money there, and I mean how important it is. You know that everybody wants it. You're gonna cook good. Gotta cook, and you know I gotta say this. I was walking through the aisle at the grocery store one time here, not so long back, and I saw the Pyrex and stuff for sale, and I'm like, they're charging like $15 for this tiny little cup, and I'm like, and they're not even made as nice as they used to be. And I'm like, well, you know, I could buy a whole box of that in an estate sale for that kind of price. And I mean, it's just crazy. I can't imagine anybody going and getting them in the store.
If you guys don't know Jackass Retro Matt, this is him, and that's his Westinghouse. Nice. And he said that he got it for $1 at, you can make it wheeled if you want to, Matt. That's really nice. Yep. I love those things. you know, so I personally love that stuff, and at some point in time I will purchase another one. So, okay, let's go with round 2. I haven't even taken the thing off of it.
You
I
still
don't
got the
even know
sticker
what I
tag
paid
on
for
it.
this. 50 cents maybe?
That's a deep one.
This is missing its lid. And it would have a lid that goes on it. And a lot of people think it's an angel food pan, and it's not. You could use it for an angel food pan, but angel food pans, the bottom comes out, because when you take your angel food out of the oven, you turn it upside down on a bottle, Pepsi, Coke, RC Cola, whatever. That's what we did. But it also, an angel food can also will have 1, 2, 3 pieces to hold it up off the ground. But if you're good at making angel food cake, the top will be too big for you to set it upside down like that. So my mom always used a bottle. I mean, everybody's got probably a bottle of
I
cooking
remember
oil.
the 7-Up bottle that was for the cakes.
Yep. Anyway, so this, let me pull this up, and let me just tell you guys, it took me a long time to actually find one similar to it.
Gina's on bated breath, wanting to know exactly what is that pan for.
It's a bundt pan. Here we go. Here's one similar to it. This one has more of a design on the bottom of it than mine, but as you'll see here in just a second, I don't know why they sold it for as inexpensive as they did, but who am I? This one is a little bit newer than mine, but you see.
Oh, we don't have the screen up, honey.
Oh, figures. It figures. All right.
There we go.
So let's go back here. Mine should have a lid similar to this. And there you can see this one, it was made in West Germany. This one is aluminum. Mine, I think, is tin. But the bottom on this one looks like this. So you would, that's what the design on the bottom of your cake is going to look like. But as you can see, it is basically the same as mine. Mine just doesn't have the super exciting design on the bottom of it that this one has. And
where you dribble the icing down on the swirls. That's what I remember doing.
Yeah, after you take it out of the pan. Exactly. This one doesn't even honestly look like it was ever used.
Gina said she's never seen a bundt pan like that. And I gotta say, honestly, I don't think a lot of people have seen ones quite that deep. And I've seen that.
No, probably not.
Sometimes they would stuff them, use it to like cream fill. My great aunt would put cream up the big, tall, deep ones like that.
Well, you didn't stuff them. You would pour half of your in the same with a regular bundt pan. You would pour half of your batter in, then you would put the cream or whatever you're putting inside it. See, here's another one. This one's I don't know if this is another one by the same person. Yeah, because see, the clips on it are different than mine. Yeah, it's pretty much the same one. And then you would pour the rest of your batter on top of that, and then you would bake it. So here's one that's really, really deep too. The thing is that a lot of these pans, and especially the bundt pans and the baking pans, were made of aluminum. Now this one right here, bundt pan, Northland vintage cake pan, large, heavy aluminum, made in the USA. I have one right here to show you. I do not use this one. The one that I have that I use was my mom's, and it is metal. It is, anyway, so, you guys will see, you'll see this odd stuff, and I say pick it up. This is heavy. It's probably almost 2 pounds. But and I have it listed. I'll sell it. It's exactly what that other one was. Mine is listed as well. Northland Aluminum Products Inc. Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. It just makes the hair on my arms stand up that somebody would use this now with the knowledge that we have. But people do, because they don't know, because not everybody knows. You don't know if you don't. You don't know if you don't know, and if that's what your parents used, then that's what you're going to use, because that's what you know. That's how it goes. That's how it works, right?
Okay. No, I was just going to say that around here at a lot of the auctions and estate sales, a lot of the resellers will pick up the aluminum products and just take them for melt now.
Mike, can you calm down, please?
Now, everybody, do not make Noelle and I have to sit anybody in the corner. Come on. Nobody gets any cake or rolls. Nobody. Right. If you misbehave.
That's right. Nobody be picking on each other, or I'm going to take everybody's wrenches away.
Play nice.
And I don't want to do that. Not everybody's, but most everybody. Anyway, so let's all be nice, please. All right. What else? What about these, Les?
The paper cups, guys. You're going to see these in kitchen cupboards all the time, whether they're for small candies, they're cupcakes, any kind of muffins, and the decorated ones.
They're sealed.
Oh God, I would be hating to open them too, because they are vintage sealed. And the decorated ones, even the better, gang. And the vintage, I mean, people have so much nostalgia. Like, I can tell you, just looking at those right now, I remember as a small kid, Christmas parties where I'm about as tall as the table, and you can just see those luscious goodies, and you're trying to sneak a hand up there and get those little cups with that holly on it. And I mean, it's that nostalgia, and people want to recreate that, and they have warm feelings about it. And then the whole thing with baked goods making people happy and having warm feelings. Who would think something as simple as paper like this would be that desirable? But really, Noelle's probably going to pull some up and show. Surprisingly, the vintage, anything associated with your holiday baked goods, just any baked goods, but memories, guys. Remember, it's memories. And these are delightful, and I think that's a bargain. Heckin' Goonie, I'd be about ready to buy that. I like the Halloween.
Look at here. This is more than, let's see if it'll, okay. We have just happy birthday ones. We have the flag party pics. Then they have the flag, the little ones, the petite four, they're called. You have the Halloween. You have, what is this? Dinosaurs.
Oh, my stars are Barney.
Barney. What's that one? Mickey Mini Biscuit cases. That's kind of a interesting name for them. So, I mean, looky here. You got Halloween. That they're all over the board. And so I know a while back when we were doing, and here's foil ones, because you want to bake, whatever. People like the design. Here's super vintage foil ones. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and I sell them every year. I sell them all the time. It is really funny that this is all the solds there are for this. But it's basically the way, it's basically the what I typed in as the,
Evan is pointing out that about Wilton, that's one of the big brand names, the amazing bakeware, and that's huge, one of the bigger names. I mean, there's a bunch of names, but that's one that you'll find most frequently, I think, in my experience here in the Midwest.
Here we go. Here's some other ones. Vintage, muffin cupcake papers. You just got to find the right. And here we go. Here's pans. Here's an Echo. We were talking about Echo. This one has a starburst in it. Nordic Wear is a really good brand to get. When you're oh wow, I don't know where that one came from. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know where that
Woo! Here we go. So Nickelodeon vintage 1988 Nickelodeon Rugrats, 2 packages for $19.99.
And the shipping. Look at this, guys. You get these for $1, or I mean, you get a whole box for $2 or $3. Look at this. You can't walk past it. I mean, people will be like, I'm looking for the hard goods. I'm looking for no, look at your kitchen stuff. There are people that live, breathe, eat, sleep, baking, cooking, making.
I don't know where that keeps coming from, but I'm out of this. I'm out of this search. I can tell you that. Wow.
Hey, I went by the girls.
I thought you weren't allowed to have that kind of stuff. Hi, Carla. How are you? And hi, Cindy and Maria and Evan and Jeannie +1. Whoa, we've had a lot of people come in.
Yeah, we had
everybody.
People just hop on.
Anyway, so I was under the impression that you couldn't list pictures like that on eBay anymore.
They're art.
No, they aren't.
No, I'm saying that's what they
say. They took away the whole eBay. They took away the whole eBay system for the adult, the hidden system that a lot of people. My hair is driving me nuts, guys. So this is what you get to see.
I hear a Dren getting high on sugared cinnamon rolls.
There's not a lot of sugar in those. I hate to tell you that. There is less than a cup of sugar in that whole thing. That includes the frosting and the cinnamon rolls themselves.
Well, my 2 loaves of bread only have 1/2 cup of sugar.
So, and you guys will realize that there's a lot of baked products from bakeries and stuff like that. They're just loaded.
Your home baked goods rely on other things and flavors to bolster them. Like banana nut bread, I'm just going to say most people don't think about it, but the reason you want the mushy bananas is because they've started to break down into their own natural sugars, and that's where you get the moisture and the extra sweetness. I saw that girl. Noelle stuffing her face, gang, and she ain't sharing.
Anywho, so I did not bring any of my vintage kitchen linens because I didn't feel like digging them out. And I have shown many on my hauls, but vintage kitchen linens, washcloths, towels, tea towels, cotton. I'll just pull up a few because you guys, a lot of people know about them.
Well, I had said that I wished I had one of the 1950s little frilly cocktail aprons to wear in here, because those were all the thing. You're having a party, you had to wear your little napkin looking dress. I mean, that's all they are. They're so see-through, but it was to keep your beautiful dress from getting too dirty. Well, look, your friend Dominic came in the room to say hi. Hi, Dom.
Dom's just after the cinnamon rolls. Let's just be clear.
He smelled your cinnamon rolls, my bread, and showed up. Goodness sakes.
Listen, Dom.
Fresh made, still warm.
This right here, this is what you missed out on.
We brought baked goods.
You're going to have to watch the replay, buddy. How did the cha-ching-a-thon go? I've been talking about you all night. You must have known. That's why he showed up. He knew that because you did a video a while back and talked about selling homemade goods on Etsy. And so I was just doinking around on eBay like a lot of us do, and I typed in homemade banana bread, and well, wouldn't you know, you can sell all of that stuff on I'll send you a check later.
Cindy and Evan were both mentioning about the tablecloths and the tea towels with the graphics. I have done, and that kind of goes with our linen show we had talked about. But yeah, the like 1940s, 50s, I love so much the ones with the
I have a ton of this stuff.
graphics.
Every time I see these cotton tea towels or tablecloths, I pick them up. I don't care if they have a hole in them. I don't care if they are faded. I don't care if they are stained. Why? Because people have major memories. I have this one right here. Actually, I have pretty much a lot of the ones that we just showed. And I now have a room in my house set up to be able to take pictures of. This one right here is a California map. If you don't think that you're not going to get a pretty penny for this, you will. And they got, what do they get, $22 for it? And it's not a huge one, 31 by 38. So that's, you know, this is the size of one that my mom used to cover the loaves of bread when they were raising after she had put them in the loaf pan. She had a one that same size, and someday I'll get it from her. But guess what, you guys?
not now.
It looked like this, and I have one. It's just
I love those. Oh, I love those. So this is what I'm saying, that the bold colors, the bolder the colors, it seems that the better they've always sold. People just are drawn to those graphics. I have some that have little Mexican figures, and I would display my salt and pepper shakers on them. And I can't tell you how many people would see that at just visiting my house. That's what happens when you have dealers come over. And they were like, let me buy that. I'm like, no, I love it. But look at this, guys. I mean, you can see why they're just so loved. And look at the prices. This stuff's in box loads for next to nothing. Under tables. Always look under tables.
Just going to tell you, Bolo, here, if you guys don't know that mushrooms are back in, look at the price. Because, and this guy, I got a lot of this guy, this
Clive and Cat.
B. Kilvin. Yeah. So mushrooms and macrame. Oh my God, this stuff right here, absolutely. Bonamy. Here's a vintage pattern. So all of this, I don't know, it's being said.
Oh no, I'm laughing at that. You know, that whole thing that we always say is, you know, just because you think it's ghastly or it's not your taste, I've always, you know, the whole thing.
The uglier they are, the faster they usually sell. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Kathy always said, you know, ugly is the best seller. And I mean, look at the little straw thing. Yeah.
I want you guys to know that these things sell, and they sell fast. Look at the prices. You guys walk past these every day. I can almost guarantee it.
I can tell you that when I worked at Goodwill, they threw bunches of that in the dumpster. I mean, it was the mid-90s, but look, you know,
Dom, I challenge Dom. If you're still here, Dom, I challenge you to find some of these in the next couple of weeks at your estate sales. You go look at this one right here, hot pad raffia. I can't pull it up because I would have to open up a different stream. But you know, so all of this goes into vintage cooking supplies, and you know, these little things people have memories for.
And the work that goes into those.
As you know, and just the designs, and here we go, $29.99, $19.99, just a regular primitive basic pot holder. Here's a cast iron trivet, and dun dun dun, speaking of cast iron, if you guys saw my Instagram posts for this show, I had a cast iron pan on there, because that, I want to think, but I know that vintage Barbie napkins, pot holder placement, apron, towel, 60s dream kitchen. Really, you guys? Squirrel. This is vintage kitchen stuff for Barbie. So there you go. Pretty much most everybody, I'm going to assume, and you know what it means to assume, knows that most Barbie stuff, not all,
there's always caveats, always,
is good money. So cast iron. Who likes cast iron? Who Griswold. Let's just look up Griswold.
And Wagner.
Now, if you guys don't know the story of Griswold and cast iron, you can go on. Griswold and Wagner are no more, and they actually were bought out. One bought the other one out. It's a long history. Go check it out. I have a couple of videos in a playlist on the cinnamon roll's in the way.
So eat it, make it go away. Then it won't be a problem anymore.
Can't eat it and talk at the same time, and that's just mean. So don't make me mad, Liz.
What?
I'm just teasing. See how I'm holding this?
Oh, okay. For glory, golly gosh. A husband tamer. That's what they're called, by the way, guys, back in the day.
Last
my grandma was husband tamer.
Last summer, my friends, actually one of my brother's employees, bought his grandparents' house, and they called me and said, come and get all this stuff in the shed. And I did. And not only did I go there like 5 times, but she loaded up her van and followed me over here. And this was one of the things I got for free. It's number 5, and it's let's see if I can find it here to show you. Right side.
Heck of a griddle, that's for darn sure.
Griswold.
Yep, the plus, that cross. People need to know to look for that.
It's hard to see because I can't really get it because of the keyboard. Let's see. There you go.
Yeah, you guys, you want to look for that plus cross on the underside. Just grab the stuff if it's cheap. Doesn't matter how dirty it looks, because that's seasoned. We need to explain it. Explain seasoned.
I have not listed this one for sale because I love it. If you eat tortillas, or if you like to make anything that you warm a tortilla up and you sprinkle stuff, or if you make your own tortillas, this right here is your pan, man. This is a good pan for pancakes. Anything you need to swat a fly, you got it going on right there. You know, whatever makes you feel good. But you have Griswold and you have cast iron, and I guess let me see if I can. I am going to let Liz talk for a minute about just talk about cast iron, because you're not stupid. You know about it. Well, I go get a link that I want to drop in for people, because there are a lot of cast iron brands that nobody knows about. They don't. Yeah. You will find a cast iron pan that has no markings on it. And let me tell you, some of those are before Griswold and Wagner. And I have a link to a video that helps you to identify them. So Ronnie Hart, I love Ronnie Hart.
You're going to drop that in the bottoms of this video?
I am going to go and get that link and drop it in the, I'm going to do it right now. Going. All
right. Okay. Well then, sorry, just got to adjust, guys. You know, I'm old. I can't sit long in one place. Okay. Well, what we were going to say about, cast iron, a lot of people are still to this day, because if you didn't grow up with it, you might not really know. You might not have that association. Grandma made that stuff. People might not understand the terminology seasoned. And that's part of what makes it so gosh darn desirable is, you can go buy a new skillet in the store, but it doesn't have this. People's definition of seasoned can be a little different, but what it is it's the years and years and years of cooking and the coating, and it just makes your food better. The more that it's been used over time, and it gets that thick black look, that dark look, because your brand new cast iron is going to have kind of a almost a dark pewter look to it. But when you get the seasoned,
not anymore. They sell and there's a video you guys can go watch on that too. And this is how it used to be. It would come unseasoned, but now most of the new cast iron is made by Lodge, and Lodge seasons all of their stuff before they send it out. Now I just watched a video on it about a week ago.
Okay, well, see, this is news to me, guys. I've grown up in a Swiss German Amish kind of area.
A lot of people probably don't know that. I just happened to, I was looking at some stuff on cast iron, and you know how you go down the rabbit hole when you're in on something, and you pretty soon, and you're like,
we all know that rabbit hole.
So I was rabbit holing cast iron one night, and there you go.
But I gotta think that modern pre-seasoned isn't going to be as good as 40 years of grandma cooking wonderful stuff in it, handed down for generations. I mean, yeah, Jenny +1 saying she kept hearing about having them seasoned. Yeah, I mean, there's a process to do it, but the older you have, the old seasoned, the better. I mean, at least that's what most people believe, and that's what most people covet. You want to get the older piece. And I know I actually had a friend that was like, why are you buying that? They're like, that's disgusting. You know what it would take to scrape all that off? And I'm like, yeah, you scrape all that off, you're getting rid of any of the dang value. You want that.
Not necessarily, but what a lot of people don't know is how to clean their cast iron. So we're not getting into that. We're just talking about the pans, the vintage stuff that you need to look out for. Now, say you're at an estate sale, say you're at the Goodwill, say you're at a thrift store, and you see a cast iron can and that a pan or something, that sucker is rusty as heck. Do you buy it? Yes, you do. And then you go on YouTube and you find a video, which I have several. I have a playlist. I have a playlist on my channel that is called, which I could tell you, except for I just clicked out of it. Hang on. It is called Helpful Research Videos. And right now, the video that I just put in there, which is called, what did I say it's called? Identifying Old Cast Iron Pans. This guy is really good, and he's part of a forum. And he talks, and it's all in there. So if you want to learn about cast iron pans, go watch this guy. There's also a guy that has a channel, and Route 66 Antiques. He does little 15-minute things on the history of, and he has a video on the history of cast iron, and he talks about Wagner and Griswold and how they bought each other out and became a new company. And then eventually, I believe Lodge bought them out. Lodge now owns their molds. Anyway, so don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it was.
No, I'm pretty sure that was it too.
Anyway, so yeah. So there's so much to know. Let me add this back in. There's so much to know about cast iron, but Griswold and Lodge are the main ones that everybody knows. And you'll see this pan is very nicely seasoned. Here's an 8. This right here, this cast iron waffle maker. If you see these, you guys, those are some very, very, very good money.
No, well, I think it's that you point out on some of these the ones, how it looks to be seasoned, because I think a good number of people in this may not know what exactly does a seasoned pan look like that people would covet. They might not be familiar with the cast iron and that, and seasoned is kind of a people that know how to cook.
All of these pans are seasoned. Every single one of these pans are seasoned. Some of them, here's the pan I just showed you, except for mine's a 5 or an 8. What was it? Mine isn't.
And
mine's an 8.
Tell everybody the numbers. You're saying like a 5 and an 8 and that. Tell them, what does that mean and how important is that? The different numbers on them. The 5, the 8, the 9, the 13, the 12.
I'm not going to tell everybody exactly what it means because I don't remember, but it has to do with the size of the pan, the circumference, and the molds that were used. See that right there? See that number right there? On all of, and it's right there as well.
Well, we just need to tell people what they're looking for and what we're talking about. And, that's what I'm saying. The number is on the handle or wherever. Explain that.
What do you want me to explain? You just did.
Well,
I don't know what you're asking me to explain.
No, I'm just saying to, help show people, because I know I could go downstairs and he doesn't know gosh darn squiggly squat about any of this. You could say, rattle this off to him, but we know this stuff. So it's just, we're trying to help other sellers who this might be out of their range and they see these black pans or casseroles and whatever. Look at the price, guys. Look at these. Yes, they're heavy, but people will pay for them. I mean, look at that, $312 and $30-some shipping.
I want you guys to know that it's not just Griswold, it's not just Wagner, it's not just Lodge. There's a company here in Oregon that makes some. I sold a pan for almost $500 last year that I got free from these people too. That was made by this company in Oregon. I can't tell you what the name of it is because I forget, because there's just too much going through. But this is a hinged lid. So let's see if they're going to show us a better view of the hinged part right there. See that? That is a spot that hooks to, boy, they did a good job taking pictures, but let's see if we can go back and find a better picture of right there. See on the lid there? See on the end, that lid fits inside there. And then when you open it up, the lid, you don't have to take the lid off the pan and find a place to put the lid while you're doing whatever it is that you're needing to do inside the pan, if that makes sense. So this sold for $312 plus $30 shipping. And let me tell you guys something. If you haven't shipped cast iron, don't think that you don't need to pack it well because it's cast iron, because cast iron is brittle and it will shatter.
Yeah, I think people don't realize just how fragile it could be, but they've never dropped one.
Every time, Dawn, every time you use your cast iron pan, you need to clean it. And you take it over to the kitchen sink and you wash it just like you would wash anything else. You dry it off with a towel and you turn your oven to warm while you're doing this. And then you shut your oven off and you stick it inside there so that it dries without rusting. There are special, I don't know if that's exactly what it's called.
Empty Nesting Maria also brought up that the company Erie, and she wanted to know if anybody's seen any spider pans by Erie. Now, I've seen Erie around here.
Well,
that's another one.
That pan that I just showed you, that the hinged lid one was made in Erie. It was a Griswold, right? I believe, and it was made in Erie. Yeah. So these cast iron pan scrubbers, they're stainless steel chain mail, And let me tell you something. If you don't have one of these, you should get one, especially if you cook. And probably if you use cast iron on a regular basis, you probably have one of these. These
Or
are
if you've
just,
got that Renaissance fair person, you can kind of use their outfit.
yeah, there you go. So you can see they come in all different sizes and shapes and all of that. Look out for these. That if you go into an estate sale and they have cast iron, more than likely they have some of these too. So,
And look at
and
the
then
price, guys.
they also have cast iron pan pot holders.
Noel, Dom wanted to know. He was asking about cleaning them, right? But when you source them, your cast iron, about cleaning them then.
Yep. If they're usually not, I mean, I have probably 30 that need to be cleaned. I really do. I have that many. Don't tell anybody, please.
I believe it.
They're not listed. The ones that I have listed are clean. After I clean them, I wipe them and I season them and get them ready to list. Then I wipe them with a small amount of I use organic olive oil. Do not use canola oil, you guys. Come on. Do not use margarine. Do not use that crap that's got GMO in it that you're going to bake into your pan. A lot of people go, just find the cheapest oil that you can. All right, just think about how much you spent on your pan. I don't even have any of that kind of I don't even have any of that kind of crap in my house, so that's just me. But I will then wipe them with a little bit of oil and then I dry them out as best I can, and I will keep them either in a paper bag or something like that until they sell. And then when they sell, if they aren't in the greatest condition that I want them to be, then I will bring them back in the house, wash them, wipe them down with oil again, stick them in the oven, and just reseason them a little bit, because I have 1-day handling, so I have 24 hours to send my stuff out. So that's how I do it, Dom. But I have a pretty good place to keep all of my stuff. Everything that I list that's glass or stainless steel pots or pans or anything like that, it all goes into a bag on the shelf, because I don't want the dust on it and I don't want to have to clean it again when I sell it, when it gets ready to be sold. But you see these, if that makes sense. So you see these handles right here. They can go for a pretty penny now. A lot of people make them themselves and they will knit them out of wool. And so this is something that a lot of people don't know about. Here's a corner cook stand for your cast iron pans to sit on. There's just a lot of stuff that you will see that you may or may not have. Here's leather ones. So just another little niche for you to look at. There are so many things that people I watch their videos, and while I'm doing something, or if I'm taking a break and I'm actually sitting and watching somebody's video, and I see them walk by stuff all the time, or I'll see them say, don't bother with this. And then you learned about frozen Charlottes yesterday. What's the deal? What's the deal with baking bisque dolls into cakes? As in baking a bisque doll into a cake for a birthday present. Karen, is that what you're talking about? Like a birthday party doll? Is that what she's talking about?
Yeah. Back in the day, and I mean, we're talking, 100 years ago plus, there were a lot of Germans did this, but there were also other here in America, the little teeny tiny frozen Charlottes. Well, frozen Charlotte, the name and all that is its own story, which I'm sure everybody can Google. But it was a party favor kind of thing. It was like, who's going to be the winner? It's like different cultures would bake a coin in. But the frozen Charlottes, just Google it, gang. You'll learn all about those little things. But people find it hard to believe that little ceramic dolls that are 2 inches or smaller, that people will collect them. And yeah, they did bake them into cakes. And that just takes me back to, Little Rascals, guys. They did the surprise cakes, and they baked those in there. Just throwing it out there. Oh, in a king's oven too. Yes, Evan. But yeah, frozen Charlotte, the pond thing, that's others. I mean, that's once upon a time, my grandparents' era. My grandparents were born in 1900, 1904. So people collect frozen Charlottes. Really, Mike? No, they weren't. They almost were, but they weren't.
Frozen Charlotte is a name used to describe a specific form of China doll made from 1850 to 1920. The dolls had substantial popularity during the Victorian era. The name of the doll originates from the American folk ballad Fair Charlotte, based on the poem A Corpse Going to a Ball by Seba Smith, which tells of a young girl called Charlotte who refused to wrap up warmly to go on a sleigh ride because she did not want to cover up her pretty jet dress. She froze to death during the journey. So there you go.
I said it wasn't all that great. I just
that's this is Wikipedia. That's the fastest way to pick it up. So they are also made in bisque and can come in white, pink tinted, or more rarely painted black. Some rare examples have molded chemises. See? Male dolls identified by their boyish hairstyles are called frozen Charlies. Most were made in Germany. Were popular. Yeah, so there you go. That's pretty cool. I learned something new today.
Janet, why put them in cakes? They didn't have television. Who knows? It was just, that was games that they would play. Who gets to find the one, and it's a prize. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of speculation, but as far as I know, those were always put in as prizes. Who finds it wins the extra prize at the birthday party or whatever. Yeah, and a form of luck. That's the other thing. I remember form of luck.
Yeah, and so let's go back here real quick to the gunky, gross, rusty. I found some in the house, German family and all. That's awesome. Cast iron. So when you have cast iron that looks like it should probably go back, the best way to clean it that I have found is a big plastic tub filled with vinegar, and you just put it in there and you walk away for a couple of days. You come back and check it. You file, you scrape, use a wire brush, get as much off, check it and see, maybe put it back in there for a couple more days. And you can do the same with old cast iron tools that you will find that are all rusty and gross. You just get a big tub, 4 or 5 gallons of vinegar, put that in there. Please wear gloves. There's a lot of videos out there on it. I have watched a lot of videos on how to do it. I have done a lot of it. There are many ways to do it. I mean, I could take all of this stuff down to my cousin's auto body shop and they would sandblast it for me, but I don't like to sandblast. I mean, if it was really pitted, I would probably take it down and have them sandblast it. But anyway, so that is probably the best, easiest, might not be the least time consuming, but it's the least damage to your body and that. And that's my opinion. Hey, Joe, how are you doing? So we did that. And then the last thing that I want to talk about that I have here is these things. Oh, I shouldn't say it's the last thing it's close to. I'm going to talk about these. You guys probably see these everywhere. They have apple ones, they have cherry ones, and some of them have a cover to them. This one obviously is pumpkin, and they will have the recipe inside. They're getting harder and harder to find covered. Lots of times you can find this, or lots of times you might find them with the cover on them, but they don't have the recipe in them. I have this one. I have had all of them. I used to use them. My youngest son, Ryan, used to make pies all the time. I have, this is not Longaberger, by the way, but I had this one and I had an apple pie one. And when he found out that I was going to list them, he said, Mom, can I have one? So this one, not only does it have the recipe on the top, on the lid, but it has, this has, who is this distributed? This was Joanne. This was made by Joanne Stores. So it has, and this is a nice, thick, deep stoneware one. So it's really nice that it has the recipe on it. That may not be the recipe that you want to do, but and then it's nice to take with you. You don't have to do anything. You got it. It's there. So these are pretty popular. You will, like I said, I don't know that I've ever seen a blueberry or a blackberry one, but the pumpkin ones, the apple ones, and the cherry ones are super. Are you back?
Yeah, been there.
Well, you didn't say anything. So, oh, what the heck?
I'm gonna talk over you.
There you go.
I'm polite.
Anyways, you have 3 of those plates you just washed today to list. There you go, Barry. Hey, Barry, how are you, buddy? How goes it?
Hello, Thrifty Santa.
Are you going to Vegas? Have you made your mind up? I'm buying my ticket this week. So I hope you'll be there.
I understood what it was about Vegas that I'm allergic to. That my throat swelled up and everything. I don't know.
Well, I hope to see you there. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Welcome in. And so, vintage kitchenware, baking, you know, there's so many things in this world that people collect. It's almost beyond mind-boggling. Now that estate sale that Justin Perlette was going to lock me and Marie in the closet, I got a lot of vintage cookware items that were new in the box, never been used or been used once. This is double boilers. Let me just tell you something. They're hard to come by and they're hard to find. This one was never used. And how do I know that? Because here's the handle.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign.
And this, I have never seen a double boiler like this, which means what, Lissa?
It might be kind of rare. Hard to find.
It means absolutely nothing. But it could be rare. It could absolutely be rare.
There. Anybody? So I got set up there.
This, you did. It was a setup. I'll admit it. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help myself. Sorry. Slap my own wrist, but my hands are full. This double boiler is ceramic.
Oh, that's nifty meters.
And so, you know, I mean, the thoughts of keeping it for myself are very, very, very strong. That's probably why it hasn't gotten listed yet.
I think we're all guilty of that. We find something and it's like, oh, the comps are this, but man, I could use it.
And this is a product made by Highmark. It's from 1984. It was made in Taiwan. I've never seen this brand, but this lady traveled a lot. Bain Marie double boiler set by Highmark.
I've not heard of that, but it looks very nice quality.
You know, and so I was just like, the last day, because I went the first day, and that's where I got all of those freaking linens. I mean, I just got boxes and boxes and boxes of linens. And when I speak of linens, I mean kitchen linens, the cotton,
towels,
all that stuff. Oh yeah,
aprons, little frilly bits, pot holders,
aprons,
towels,
pot holders, tea towels, you name it. And she had this whole set of these. I'm just going to open up one. I suppose.
Oh, that just screams 70s to me. Just the font.
Show pan, oven to table cookware, porcelain clad steel. If I'm correct, these, yeah. I also have 3 stoneware crocks, which some nice or not nice shopper dropped something on and broke one of the lids, which Gorilla Glue and I fixed.
Gorilla Glue.
I can't hardly get it out of here.
Friends of resellers.
These were never used either. How do I know that? Here's the handle. Here's your sign. Oh, so this one, I actually really like these. And if I wish they had mushrooms on them, I might keep them. There's the pan.
Oh, yes, the 70s. Oh, yes. Look how fresh and crisp.
So what I really haven't decided is, am I going to list each one of these separately? Because I have this little one, which is the 1 quart. I have the 1.5 quart, and I have the 3.5 quart of the pans. And then I also have 3 of the stoneware covered dishes, casseroles, whatever you want to call them, in the same pattern. So
that's what you put on our the little for the show, was that set.
It kind of looked like that, didn't it? Yeah, that was really neat. And that just by happen chance that I actually grabbed these out of the garage when I was walking out of them. Didn't even think that, but that
really? No, I thought that's what they were.
No, but that's yeah, because and that little thing on our show was actually a big thing, because people would get those stacking enamel things like that, and they would either be enamel, or they would be aluminum, or they would be steel, and they would have a lid on. That was their lunchbox. It would have their different foods in it.
I remember my grandma's father's stuff that I sold, and he was a coal miner, and he had that. It had the set on top, and then it had like a hinge clasp on it that he would carry, and one would have each one would have a different thingy in it, like the soup and the bread and this. Yeah, that's a whole other antique collectible.
I know how Mike the mushroom stickers, but for real, mushrooms are just you guys, mushrooms and macrame, and not and together. If you saw my live haul from my Sunday estate sale haul, you would see the huge mushroom wool rug that I got, that I paid up for.
That was phenomenally large for those.
Which is okay, because I'm going to charge up for it. Kind of like the bento. Exactly, Barry. Like the bento lunch boxes. So for those of you who Bain Marie's are great for rum raisin custards. Ooh.
Yeah, no, that sounded delish.
Gina would know, because let me just tell you, this girl cooks. And
everybody go to Gina's. I think we're going down south.
And cross stitch art. Ooh, were you in my haul? Were you there? Don't feel bad if I don't remember, because I have brain issues. Everybody knows. If you don't, you do now. Or I should say, if you didn't, you do now. Because one of the estate sales that I went to on Sunday was, you would never know that the inside of the house was all mid-century modern Danish and German by looking at the outside of the house. It was like Alice in Wonderland. Anyway, I picked up a bunch of needlepoint kits, and as I was showing them, I realized that they were all mushrooms. This house had You went for a 7-mile walk and passed out. Can't say blame you. This house had mushrooms in it like crazy, and there weren't any left. I mean, she loved mushrooms. She had Viking LE glass mushrooms. She had custard glass mushrooms, you name it. They had macrame, they had wood, they had books on mushrooms, growing them, all of that. I did get some books and that kind of stuff, but I was really not paying attention when I grabbed those things because they were kind of hidden in a box because nobody looks in boxes.
Gotta look under tables, in corners, boxes.
I just grabbed them, and then I didn't realize until I was actually showing them in the hall that, oh my God, these things are different mushrooms. So you would pass out from a 7-mile walk too. Thank goodness you have a car.
Put me on a 2-mile walk.
Yes, he did. Kevin did just sold a brass buckle that had mushrooms on it.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I went, eek God. But look, what goes around comes around.
That is correct. So, there's your bolo. But anyway, for those of you that came in late because you were doing whatever you were doing, the gist of the beginning of the show was, did you guys know that you can sell homemade goods on eBay? And just to show you one more time, let's go here.
How much for Noelle's homemade cinnamon rolls? Let's just see.
Big gooey batch of 12 homemade cinnamon rolls. That's $24.99.
Look at that. Yeah, and
I don't get why they're charging that much to ship them because they should fit in a flat rate box. And a large flat rate box is $19. 18 watchers.
Oh, Noelle, Thrifty Santa, he wasn't here in the beginning, and now he's like, what? What did he miss? We made goodies. We made yummy goodies, and we were showing that goodies sell. I made fresh banana nut bread, and Noelle made her sticky buoys.
Check my Instagram out later, Barry, and you'll see because I'll post my cinnamon rolls. So, another thing you guys might want to know, too, is that fake food, which we will talk about another time. But I saw some in here. Oh, sorry. Oh
my God, no. You've got to read. You got to read what Mike wrote.
I'm shopping for eBay cookies right now. The beginning of the show was the best with the food porn. After that, it was blah, blah, dirty kitchen rags. Blah, 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 blah. No, it wasn't husband beating. It was fly swatting. Right,
Husband tamers. Oh, Lord Almighty, thank you so much.
And then Barry, yep, you can do cookies, but you can do homemade.
Well, look at this, guys. Who would have thunk? I certainly didn't. Oh, Dominic, that's a whole nother topic. The faux foods. Oh, yeah.
Dominic did it. Dominic has talked about it many times, and he sells them, and he picks them up every time he sees them, as do I. So here you go.
I love the little refrigerator magnets that are faux foods. I love those. Yeah.
Here you go for, hey, here's one similar to yours, only it's cranberry.
Mine's better.
So $129, or this is for just the recipe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say get that, eh?
Yeah, really. Let's see.
Can't buy the eggs.
Homemade.
Oh, you'll want a space, honey. Well, okay.
Okay, $30 for some keto ones. There you have it. There's your market. Mint
right now, guys, bake it up. There's the market.
Just saying from my own heart, as an all my life baker, they make mint chocolate chips. You don't need to make your
your
cookies
dough.
look like somebody vomited them out with.
Maybe they want to have a Grinch themed party.
I'm sorry, green eggs and ham.
Right.
green cookies and chocolate chips.
Gotta look, man. We gotta. It can be different kinds of fun.
A video.
Okay, good for him. All right, so
it's hilarious.
Okay,
I'm gonna want to see it again.
Okay, I'm not watching it right now, but thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I love you. Bye. Come back again.
Bye, Dren. But look at these prices, people. And I don't know, Noelle, can you show solds? What do people actually...
Have you ever seen anything like this? Homemade yummy strawberry chocolate chip cookies. Okay, that's a new one for me, but hey, you never know, keep your mind open. They might be good.
I mean, I could see dye in it, but strawberry?
So I guess soft homemade double peanut butter. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys, and Dom may be able to chime in on this, is okay, these guys use what do they use? I don't know, but here you go. Baked goods are made perfect, and they tell you all about it, and they give you their ingredients, and they tell you when their products ship, or that they ship Federal Express, which is a good way to ship baked goods if you want them to get there faster. So this is actually, this right here, if I was going to sell baked goods, I would copy this guy's, I would copy his thing and use it and change it for my, change it to what fit me. This guy's probably got one of the best ones that I've seen.
Save it. We'll look at it later.
Save it and we'll look at it later. Well, what I'll do is, what's the name of their store? Does it say here? I will just...
Like those are, some of those are a little
fresh. Here we go. I'll just save this seller. There you go.
All right.
So, there's one. $17. They're selling them. Somebody likes them. They're probably going to Ireland. Just kidding.
Does that straight up say 3 cookies for $20?
I don't know. Where was that?
Right there, below the mint balls.
Yep.
Look at this, guys. Hey, the next one says $39 for a dozen. Sweet. I'll do that.
3 cookies, palm size. That's not very good. That's what size. I showed Lissa my cookie scoops last night, and she's like, those are ice cream scoops. And I'm like, no.
I am telling you that there will be, you know what? You should bring that and show people and go, what is this for? My entire life, everywhere I've seen, that is an ice cream scoop. They use them in
my kitchen last night, and I was like, Lissa, what do you know? And she goes, you're trying to make me feel stupid. And I said, no, I'm not.
Oh, no, guys, she played a game where she went through her entire utensil drawer and was like, I want to make sure Lissa's not an idiot. Hey, what's this used for? What?
I have 3 drawers, 4 actually. Okay. One of them I didn't really get into, and then I have 2 pots on my counter. Scones.
She got me on the tomato core thingy that they used to. I've never seen one of those. But in all fairness, that ice cream scoop, I'm going to defend to the end. I'll give you everything else. You know how well I did. But the one with the little handle that goes squishy, squishy and swishes it out, they used those at Baskin Robbins when I was growing up. Those have always been ice cream scoops. Just saying.
There you go, guys. Homemade candy.
Look what Michelle Lathan said.
I can see buying baked cookies on Mercari and have them delivered by Uber while they're still warm for $7.99. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, a beef marrow spoon. I didn't show her any of that kind of stuff. Homemade. I'm gonna have to make some almond toffee. That's my mom's favorite candy. I make her that, and I make her candied orange, lemon, and lime peels.
I'm a freak. I love hardtack.
Oh, Justin makes hardtack. As a matter of fact, he's got a bunch of it.
I love it.
But that's not candy.
Nobody make that anymore.
Oh, Justin makes it. He
That's
just dried a
incredible.
bunch of beef to make pemmican too. Homemade. Do you guys
Look at
feel
the
me
fudge,
here
Debbie.
now? Did I open your minds up to a whole new world? Because this was my intention. This is not a joke. There are way too many of these on here for it to be a joke. And like I said, here we go. I bet this is good. Peanut
We
butter
know
fudge. Look at.
there's
I want you to
probably
look at this. These are the categories: home and garden, food and beverage, pantry, sweets and chocolates, toffee, fudge, and nougat. Okay, so you can see this. Let's see what their
Noelle.
description says. Yeah.
I think I figured it out. People will be like, why would anybody be buying this? Okay, you've got that one chickie poo or whatever, going to throw a party or something. She either doesn't have the time or she wants to fake that she actually made it, and here's some homemade stuff and say that she made it. Come on, we all know that person.
There's a lot of people that don't know how to cook. There's a lot of people that don't have time to cook. There's a lot of people that just want to eat it.
Grandma and grandpa are gone. Nobody's, great aunts. There's nobody to make that stuff. And going to the grocery store just doesn't have the same love as getting something that they know was made in a kitchen.
I wonder if they have this one. This is super hard. If any of you guys make candies and this kind of stuff, if you know how to make divinity is super hard to make. And if you don't know how to make it and you make it in a humid environment, it will never set. That is too cheap in my personal opinion.
No, that's the kind of stuff you make when it's getting cold and you have 20% humidity or whatever.
It's got to be dry out. There's a little apron. There you go. There's your apron. Or one of.
I wanted the frilly one that, looks like Mrs. Cleaver.
So anyway, I hope this gives you guys, and here we go, homemade candy, but cookbooks. And like I said before, not all cookbooks are money makers. What is it? The lot of.
Well, I know a couple of the Betty Crocker are quite desirable.
Okay, you guys see these cookbooks right here all the time. All the time. Lots of people pick them up. This is about what they're worth. They really do have some good value, and lots of times you could get a whole box of them for maybe $1 or $2. But to me, and you guys know I sell just about everything. Look, a lot of 30 recipe cookbook booklets, Betty Crocker, Pillsbury, $21.95. Now, you cannot sell that $5.50 shipping. No. These cannot be sent media mail. They have advertisements in them. That's a big fat no. These have to be sent first class or priority. Anyway, so who am I? I'm not the mailing police, but
I know that some of the vintage 50s and 60s, like Betty Crocker and that, I had a gold one. That actually might be Home and Gardens or something. They're over at my mother's house, but I know they're extremely popular.
Yep. Hang on a second and I'll go grab mine. I have the same exact one that I was raised with. It's the one my mom was given for a wedding present that we cooked out of. I have the same one. Here's one of them right here.
Yeah, that's one of them. There's a gold metallic one.
All of these vintage Betty Crocker cookbooks, the little ones, let's just do that. Let's just do vintage. Oops.
Evan paid up for a Bisquick leaflet it had the standby recipes for them in it. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
I gotta tell you something that's gonna seem stupid, guys, but this is the ephemera.
I used to have this whole set. This one right here, I used to have literally the whole set. There's a poop ton of them. I have this book right here. I have 2 of these. This is what I was raised with.
Yeah, the new picture cookbook, that's one that's super popular. The
This
gold.
is what I have. I have 3 of these. I have the binder ones, and I have a hardbound with a spine on it one.
Good night, Dominic. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Have a good evening, a good rest of your. Get some sleep, man. It's late back there. Hey, I'm coming to New York next week. I'm gonna be up by Rochester, but if I get a rental car, I may come down and see you. I'll let you know. But have a good night, Dominic. All of these Better Homes and Gardens.
The gingham.
Yep. So
and the home gardens.
Okay, here's what I wanted. The recipe card library. This is what I was trying to think of earlier. There's many different companies that made these. Betty Crocker made them. I think Sunset made them. There was another company that made them. Don't pass by these, you guys. And if you just see the cards, get the cards because they're worth money. People will pay. This is just ephemera on different things. And I buy this stuff I have tons of this stuff.
Well, Noelle, that's what I was showing, that I had this one, and I love this. And it seems so just stupid, but it's so helpful. It's from Kroger's back in the 50s or 60s, but it's how to cook and better beef. Teaches you about the different cuts of beef, even though I dated a couple butchers. And it tells you exactly the best ways to cook them. And it's invaluable. And it's only a couple pages, but honestly, I would definitely pay good glory. I mean, it tells you how, boiling, cooking, roasting. This thing is like gold. I'd probably pay $30 for it.
Yep. Anyway, this cookbook I grew up on. I have 3 of them. Actually, every time I see it, I pick it up so that each of my boys now have one. And this cookbook right here, those are my ultimate 2 favorite cookbooks, period. Oh. This cookbook right here, this is from 1969, but
I see this a lot.
These newer ones like this and the 70s and the 80s, their recipes, you could look up the same recipe from this book, same name, same everything, and they will say it's for, I don't know, biscuits or something like that. They will literally tell you to use Bisquick. So the recipes are, here's a super old one. The recipes have changed. So if you're used to, I love this cookbook. It is my memories. It is my soul. It is what I cooked with as a kid, and it is what I cook with now. And we all have something, but that's mine.
Something that says warmth at grandma's at Thanksgiving or Christmas, the smell of sweetness and happy joy. I mean, the associations, and these books mean an attachment to those memories. And if those people are gone, you're like, well, I can recreate those feelings by using these cookbooks.
Hi, Carol Ann. I missed you.
Hi, Carol Ann. I missed you too. I'm so sorry. We usually work hard to notice everyone. Thank you.
That's what happens when you get tunnel vision.
Well, all these good foods, man. Everybody's going, oh, geez.
Anyway, I hope that I just your mind went. A lot of people, Elizabeth, a lot of people collected those cards. And I believe Sunset had something similar to it. There's several different versions, and you'll see those containers. And they do. Good night, Lynn. Have a great
you,
rest of
Lynn.
your evening and a great rest of your week.
Yeah, those recipe of the month cards, I remember those. My mom had it in an avocado thing, Noelle. So
Yep. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging with us and chit-chatting and being tortured with fresh baked goods, which I'm going to go eat my cinnamon roll. Even though I had a couple of, that's just mean. I love it. Southern Living Annual Recipe Cookbooks. And if you lot, no worries. I came in late. I was engrossed in cookbooks. I collect cookbooks. Oh, I have so many of them. I have half a wall in the other room. I need to get them listed.
Thank you for coming again.
Yes, thank you. So you guys, hopefully every week we bring you something and teach you something new. And I know that I learn something new every week. And that's the way it should be, because we should always be learning. Always. If you're learning and getting ideas from you giving us ideas, us giving you ideas, and everybody sharing, then we all have a broader scope of things to look for.
Ooh, Evan's got the 1909 White House cookbook. Nice. Wow.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, have a great week. We will, let's see. I will not be here next Wednesday, but I will be somewhere else with my computer. So we will still have a show. And then the week after that, because Jan is doing a show with Lissa next Thursday, on Jan Antiques by Karen, they're doing a jewelry show on Thursday. So Lissa and I have made the decision to move our show to Thursdays because we both enjoy and support Jan, and Jan enjoys and supports us, and neither one of us are able to watch a full show and join in. So Lissa and I have decided to move, not next week. Next week it'll be the same day, same time. Our show will go to Thursday night the next week. What's in Rochester? Jan Antiques by Karen is in Rochester. So if you don't follow her, she was in here a little bit ago. Go follow her. She's got a whole cool story, and she is getting rid of her mother's what?
Guess what?
Kathy's daughter just had the baby finally after 2 days of labor.
And you both are in survival mode, and you both start smacking each other in Minecraft. Right. And you guys just start flying. That's the type of friend you need in Minecraft. And one that destroys zombies.
I never played the video games with my kids when they were younger, and I don't play them now. I'm just the financier.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
If you ever see Herobrine on your phone playing Minecraft, delete the app on your phone. You know why?
Why?
Everybody, you gotta love Grin.
Herobrine will transfer to your other worlds even if you delete that one.
So it's a virus.
Glitch.
A glitch. No, that would be a virus.
Child epiphany. All right.
Literally a glitch.
Okay, glitch. I love you.
And guess what?
What?
And one more thing.
Oh, you got it, buddy.
Hey, Nanny. Hey, Nanny.
I should clone that thing.
All right.
All right, you guys. Love ya. Have a great rest of your week.
Hope you learned something. And come back as always. We love you all and appreciate your time.
We'll see you next week.